Welcome to my channel, Overcoming Gluttony 2023. My name is Alicia and I used to weigh 327 pounds, and I will update you on my new weight in just a moment because today is Weigh-In Wednesday. Yay! Today is Weigh-In Wednesday. Thank you so much for watching. The format for this vlog is going to be different than my usual daily vlogs. I will talk about my non-scale victories, the lies I've told myself, as well as all of the junk food that I've had for this week. And then you'll also find out my new weight, and I'll update you on how I've been doing on my challenge, my 4-month no junk food challenge. So let me let you know that I have been on a natural weight loss journey since July of 2020. The way I choose to lose weight is I pick 1 or 2 behaviors each year that I want to incorporate into my lifestyle that will help me develop healthy habits. Therefore, as I'm losing weight, I'm gaining a healthy lifestyle. Some of the behaviors that I've chosen in the past were to meal prep or to drink a gallon of water each day. And for the year 2023, I'm choosing to have my breakfast consist of 60 ounces of water and 4 servings of raw vegetables. Now don't get me wrong, I can eat other things too, like fruit and nuts and oatmeal, but I want to make sure that my breakfast does have those 2 components in it every single day. And then my second behavior that I wanted to change was to walk for an hour before going to work. So I am not about a number on a scale. I'm more focused on how frequently am I performing the behaviors or the goals that I set for myself at the beginning of the year. With that being said, I will let you know that I have been successfully completing my goals 96% of the time. That right there is the big applause. Woo! Yay! The crowd is going wild. Yes. So, this fat girl right here who always failed PE is now performing her health goals at 96% of the time. And with that being said, my new weight is 256 pounds. Yes, so last week I weighed 252 pounds. This week I weighed in at 256 pounds. Now I will update you on my progress with how I've been doing on this no junk food for 4 months thing. So I have been successful. Today is the 17th. And it's been 17 days that I have not had any junk food. So you might be like, well, Alicia, why are you gaining weight? Well, I think the reason why I'm gaining weight is because since I can no longer fall back on the junk food that I would eat when I was out and about, whether it be a bean and rice burrito or go get a humongous veggie wrap from a Mediterranean restaurant and so forth, I've been eating here. I believe that the tortilla chips that I bought for myself, which is junk food, right? Even though they're organic tortilla chips, that's not the healthiest option. I ate a whole bag of those. I ate a whole bag of these tortilla chips, which I have more of, which is 1 pound. I originally bought these with the intention of having these tortilla chips with my beans and simulating the Mexican restaurant experience that I would pay for so frequently. But what I ended up doing was just eating the bag of chips. So you're like, okay, then dummy, you're bringing the junk food to your house and eating the junk food in your house. I get that. I get that. I can honestly say that you're right. You're right. So, another reason why I feel like I've put on this weight is I have not been drinking enough water. And I also have some organic tortilla shells for burritos that I've been eating with honey on them at night. Excuse me. Excuse me. I have some organic flour tortilla shells that I'll eat like 4 at a time. Put them in my oven, toast them nice and kind of brown and crispy, but yet still flexible, and put some honey on top of that and have that at night. I have not been stocked up on my dried figs, dried dates, and dried apricots. So I've been turning to that, nor do I have raisins. So I've been turning to those things to satisfy my sweet tooth, and I believe that the consequences of eating those things plus not drinking a gallon of water each day is affecting my weight. So how do I feel? I feel great. I know I had the experience of staying in the 260 range for about 6 weeks. I feel like the word plateau is not allowed to be said in my household. I don't want that word said in my household. And because I've had that experience of being in the 260s for about 6 weeks, I'm determined to make changes and hurry up and get out of these 250s. No, I'm not going to starve myself and start fasting for weight loss. No, I'm not going to deny myself from foods that I really eat. I really enjoy eating, even though they may add weight to me. I'm just going to find a way to perform healthy habits in the real world, right? I'm not going to say, okay, I'll only have 1 tortilla instead of for 4. I'm not going to do that, because that's not real world. To me, that's deprivation. And I don't mean it as in like, oh my goodness, I'm going to die. But I just mean like, that's not being truthful to how I really want to live. If I want some tortillas with honey, I want as many as I want. Obviously, which is why I'm putting on the weight. But I'll just need to figure out a way to lose weight while still eating the way that I want to eat. And I will figure that way out. So last week when I had gained 2 pounds, because at first I was 250, then 252, and now 256, I was angry and kind of in denial. Like, how did I gain 2 pounds when I haven't had any junk food? Well, yeah, the tortilla chips and the flour tortilla shells with the honey and the lack of drinking water. So I'm just going to really have to buckle down, make some changes. I see changes already, because when I stepped on the scale, I was like, ugh. But I rationalized within myself and said, why? Why am I gaining weight? Let's see what's going on. And now I have a plan. And today I've come the closest to drinking a gallon of water than I ever have. I think I just have about 10 to 18 more ounces more water to drink before I get to my gallon mark. So I'm doing what I need to do to make the changes to get out of the 250s already starting today. So let's roll into the lies that I've been telling myself this week. The lie that I'm going to share with you, I've been telling myself for quite a while. I have a certain clothing item that I wear frequently, and I lie to myself, even though it's too loose and I wear it in the inappropriate manner. Like, it's supposed to kind of fold up on me, but I fold it down to try to make it look like, oh, this is how this clothing item is really supposed to look. No, I've been lying to myself and saying it looks okay, even though I'm not wearing it the proper way. And that's kind of interesting because I was one of those types of people who was adamant that once you lose weight, you have to absolutely buy clothes that fit you. So that way you won't feel like you're being too successful since your clothes are all loose and baggy. But if you continuously wear clothes that fit you, you'll be able to see that, oh, your mind won't be psyched into being like, oh, I'm doing so good. Look at how loose my clothes are. But when you wear clothes that actually fit you, you'll be able to see how much more progress you need to make. Now, even though I was that type of person, die hard in the past, now I'm just tired of buying new clothes, to be honest with you. So now I'm wearing clothes that are a little too loose. They're too loose. And I'll talk with you more about that as we go into my non-scale victories. So, starting with the non-scale victories, I do have smaller forearms. I know I've mentioned that before in the past, but now they're even more smaller than what they were the last time I mentioned it. I was in a situation where I was around a group of people and some of them wanted to smoke, and I did not want to smell their cigarette smoke. So where they were smoking, there were seats for people to sit down. I chose to walk away maybe 20 or 30 feet and sit in an area where there were no seats. I had no place to sit because the seating area was away from me where the smokers were smoking. And so I decided to sit against a light pole. And the light pole has, you know, you got the light pole and then you have this square thing that's around the light pole. And surprisingly, my rump and my body could comfortably sit on the little square thing around the light pole. And that's something that only skinny girls could do, that I figured. And I'm obviously not a skinny girl. So I was like, oh my goodness, I can sit on this little bitty space. I don't know how many inches of space it was, but I definitely feel like it wasn't 6 inches worth of space. Maybe 4 inches worth of space that I could just sit down and sit there. Because normally, a big girl like me, you ain't doing nothing but putting an indentation on your back and then just eventually sitting on the floor or on your rump. You know, you're not going to be able to sit anything there. You're just going to put an indentation and then be like, I can't fit, and then just sit on the floor. So, yeah, I was actually able to sit on that little maybe 4 or 3 inch space, again, that's on the bottom of a light pole. All right, I was at work. And I have a position that's kind of like semi-sales. I book appointments and generate leads for salespeople. And I was at my booth with an attractive blonde. And normally, when I'm working with a blonde, white men come pouring in. You know? That's just how it is. They attract a lot more attention, and hey. But on this day, I was shocked and somewhat in denial, let me just be honest. I was in denial about how 2 men hit on me rather than her. And she's attractive. I'm not lying about her being attractive. She's honestly an attractive woman. And I was kind of in shock. And the men that were hitting and flirting with me were foreigners. So one was from Lebanon and another one was from was raised both in England and Scotland. So, yeah, I was like, wow, that's interesting. I was craving some chocolate muffins. My favorite chocolate muffins that I talked to you guys about, one of my favorite snacks to eat. I talked with you all about that extensively on another Weigh-In Wednesday. And rather than going and, you know, sitting there thinking about, oh, how badly I wanted it, I did some research on why sugar is bad for you. And in doing that research, not only did I forgo the desire of having chocolate muffins, but I was going to buy these muffins plus other sugary items that I enjoy eating for the ministers at my church for Ministers Appreciation Month. It was going to kind of go in a basket of gifts. And now I'm not even going to get them those chocolate muffins after doing that research about how bad sugar is for you. Now I'll just replace the chocolate muffins with some organic seeds and fruits and things of that nature. On my channel, you can type in eggplant and see my first attempt at actually cooking eggplant. And I think that in the way that, because I burnt it, but it still tasted good, I think that I can figure out a method to make French fries out of eggplant without actually frying them in oil, but just cooking them to the point to where they're crispy, but yet soft on the inside. So yeah, I might come up with some eggplant fries. I watch another YouTuber. I actually watch multiple YouTubers that are on their weight loss journeys, and the issue of plastic surgery came up, and I've thought about it, not thought about getting plastic surgery, but I thought, okay, so would I get plastic surgery? Sometime during like my weight loss journey, either like once I feel like I'm at a weight that I like, would I consider getting plastic surgery? And my answer is no. Not just because I don't have any loose skin. And I believe that I won't have any loose skin because I'm losing weight slowly and gradually. But because I appreciate my body so much. I have such a great love for every aspect of my body. Even if I may complain about my big arms or whatever, or look at my chunky thighs, I love every aspect of my body. And no, I do not want a doctor cutting up on me, even if it was free and God told me that there would be no negative consequences afterwards. I would say no. I just really appreciate and adore my body so much that, you know, hey, I wouldn't do plastic surgery. And I consider that a non-scale victory because I watch a lot of other people who have gone on body transformations, and they a lot of times talk about the loose skin and how they wish they could get rid of it. A lot of times they'll say it's a battle scar, but they're looking forward, like they say, once I get the money to get rid of it, then they will get rid of it. But I feel like, nope, no plastic surgery for me. Okay, so growing up and being a female, I was not one of those girly types, ever. I became more feminine and more, I guess you can say girly, or wearing girly clothing like skirts and dresses once I became a Christian. But throughout my childhood, I was more interested in books as opposed to having a boyfriend. And in college, when I would go clubbing with my friends, if I really wanted to look good, I'd wear a belt. Isn't that silly? Like, my outfit would be a t-shirt, some jeans, and some shoes. And if I really wanted to spice it up, I'm gonna put on a belt. So now that I'm on this weight loss journey, I'm getting more male attention. I'm feeling more delicate. I'm noticing my body is moving more delicately. I'm now more exposed to the cute world. Whereas before, that was something that was completely, I think the word is benign to me. Benign. It was something that I was like, I don't know why you guys are getting all dressed up in those heels and spending all that time on makeup and hair. Like, that's how I felt about my friends. And when they would try to tell me that I was unattractive, I would be like, you're lying. I'm not unattractive. I look good. And I will still assert that I look good today. Because what you see is me and not fake stuff. You know what I mean? I look good. So now that I'm being more exposed to the cute world, like now I can tell if somebody has fake eyelashes, or if they have filler in their lips, or if they've had some work done, or the way they dress. It's like, okay, I'm entering into a new world. Do I want to participate in these expenditures? Absolutely not. No, not at all. But I'm no longer illiterate to the cute world. So it's different for me, you know, being the person who felt like wearing a belt to the club was like, oh shoot, look at me. To now, you know, recognizing other girls and the things that they do to try to, in their minds, enhance their beauty. I feel a little soft and tender, you know, because that's so who I'm not. I'm so not that way, but now I'm able to read their language, and I feel sorry for them. I felt sorry for them in college too, standing outside with hardly no clothes on and heels. And when I say standing outside, I mean standing outside to get into the club in the cold, because everybody's trying to get there before they start charging. You know, you got to get there before 10 or 11, otherwise you have to pay to get in. Right? My mind is now able to think deeper about my weight and my health. So when I step on the scale, because I step on the scale multiple times throughout the day, I like to do that in order to see you know, how my weight is fluctuating throughout the day. I find that interesting. Now when I step on the scale and I see weight gain, I don't just think, oh, I gained 10 pounds, oh. Or, oh, I gained 6 pounds, oh. I'm able to break it down and categorize why. So there was a time where I stepped on the scale and I didn't like the number on the scale, and I thought, oh, you know what? Maybe my weight is heavier because I worked at my job where I had to stand on my feet all day in one spot, as opposed to walking around. And as opposed to walking around where I work in 2 different locations. One location I have to stand in one spot, stand still. And when I do that, my ankles get swollen. And at the other location, I get to walk around and I don't see any swollenness on my ankles. So I figured I had a deeper level of thinking when I saw the higher number on the scale. I figured, oh, okay, maybe because I had to stand in one spot, my body's fusion or chemistry is making it seem like I'm actually heavier because my ankles are swollen. So that means that there's something going on with my body and how it's registering the fact that I had to stand in one spot for 8 hours. So I figured it's not because I've gained weight, it's just my body's registering that. So I don't know if that's the actual reason why my weight went up, but at least I'm not just angry and just saying, oh, I gained weight. No, I'm able to think deeper and have more accuracy as far as what the scale is telling me. My manager had some extra work shirts that she wanted to give away, and she told me that she thinks I could fit the size medium. And I was like, oh, great, thanks. I didn't take the shirt because it wasn't long sleeve, but it was good to see that somebody else told me, oh, I think you'll fit this medium. Here, I have these medium shirts for you. Medium, I'm usually a 2X, you know, so that was good. I did get in some other shirts from work, and I ordered a large, hesitantly, I think that's the word, ordered 4 large shirts. not really knowing whether or not they'll fit me. I thought that they would be too small because I'm used to ordering from the 2X, maybe even 3X. And the large shirts were too big. So now it looks like, okay, I guess I mean, it's not I guess. I can fit mediums. Whoa. I just said I can fit mediums. I still don't think that that's registered yet, you know? I've also recognized that when I eat my burritos from Roberto's that you guys have seen me do so many times, you've seen the wrappers from them. Today I recognize I'm not doing that because necessarily, yeah, I may be hungry, but I think 98% of the reason is for emotional reasons. So the non-scale victory in that is I recognize that eating the burrito is an emotional thing for me. Biting into the warmth, hearing the sound of the wrapper unwrapping, holding the flour tortilla in my hand with the, you know, burrito and pouring the tomatillo sauce and all that. That's an emotional thing. It's not necessarily a hunger thing, and I'm happy that I'm recognizing that more and more. I have other clothing that is getting looser on me. I had to buy certain clothing because the predecessors before it were too loose, and now that I've bought the clothing, let's just say for example I had some shirts that were too loose. Okay, well now the new shirts that I bought to replace the shirts that were too loose are too loose, but except it's a different clothing item besides shirts. So it's like, wow, the ones I bought to replace the loose ones are now too loose on me, or they're starting to get loose. And my final non-scale victory for this weigh-in Wednesday is yesterday I stepped on the scale when I got off of work and I saw 259. Do you know how close 259 pounds is to 260 pounds? Yeah, the 260 pound era is like big X, big X. We can't go back there. I was there for too long. And now here I am 1 pound away from being at 260 pounds. Even though I saw that on the scale, I did not change my eating habits. I still got 4 organic flour tortillas, put them in my little toaster oven, heated them up, put some honey on them, and ate them happily. Even though I saw that I was 1 pound away from 260 pounds, I chose not to change my behaviors, and I consider that a good thing because I am developing healthy habits. I'm not about, oh, let's lose a bunch of weight doing things that I won't be able to sustain for the rest of my life. I'm about living this life in a very real way and finding and managing a way to maintain or obtain, sustain, maintain a healthy life. So, yeah, I'm not about cutting out things that I want to keep. So I'm really happy that even though I was 1 pound away from 260 pounds, I still chose to be like, hey, I'm going to eat these tortillas and enjoy them. But fortunately today I did go out and buy some raisins and dates, and yeah, so that should be able to satisfy my sweet tooth instead of for eating the floury tortillas and whatnot. But yeah, I'm really happy that I chose not to change who I am, but rather to find a way to make it work for me in the way that I honestly want to live. So thank you all so much for watching this weigh-in Wednesday. I suppose as my junk food list gets shorter, my non-scale victories get longer. But yeah, I appreciate the time that you spent with me. Let's talk again tomorrow, and we are going to be talking about allowing access. Thank you all. Bye.